Now here we want to express certain ideas with respect to this Newton's second law of motion. Try to recollect, we discuss about some experiment. In that experiment, we said that we want to take some football, then tennis ball on that, and then drop it and find out what happens. Find out what happens exactly. This is our football, whereas this is the table tennis ball. In order to get simple idea, I am giving you mass of football as capital M. Now it is having initial velocity, or simply I am going to explain you simple way, m into v. This is the momentum of this football, whereas this is having mass as small m, and here v1, I am giving you here v2, the velocity of tennis ball. The moment this is striking to the land, suppose here there is surface, this is striking to surface, it is having initially zero velocity, but then onwards it is getting its back velocity in this direction. Now there is collision between this ball and this ball now, because no doubt they are attached, but at time this ball will reach earth first, whereas this will not yet touching out the surface of earth, but it is now colliding with this ball at hit, and this ball will get again motion in this direction. Now keep in mind the mv2 is in this same direction in which mv1. Now this is transferring its momentum to this. So when this ball is transferring out its momentum, obviously thing is that it can't transfer out mass, so it can give only velocity. Its momentum is very high as compared to tennis ball, so it can transfer velocity, and that's why we are getting tremendous velocity for this tennis ball. This is what explanation I am giving. If you have any other explanation, try to think and try to give any other suitable and relevant explanation why that tennis ball is going up with very high velocity. Now let us check out again with this type of law. Another law is coming, that is called as law of conservation of momentum. Now what is law of conservation of momentum? It says that whenever there is collision, say between two bodies, the collision is there. In that case, total momentum before collision is exactly equal to total momentum after collision. I am revising. Total momentum before collision is exactly equal to total momentum after collision. Again, check out. There is a gun, something like that, rifle or gun is there. There is a bullet here. Suppose I am showing here this way, there is a bullet. Now I am holding out rifle like this. I am steady. In this reference frame, my motion is 0. So I am steady over here. Bullet is also steady. Rifle is also steady. This is before collision state. Now as it is, this is before collision state. Let us check out mass of bullet as mb. Its initial velocity is u. I should write ub. So this is total momentum of this bullet, whereas this is gun. So I may say m mass of gun, whereas velocity of gun, so it is u of g. This is what total momentum we are calculating out. So this is total momentum before collision. The mass is there into mass of that b stands for mass of bullet into velocity of initial velocity of bullet. Same way mass of gun into initial velocity of gun. Now as both are at rest position, the total momentum we have to calculate, that is equal to, what law says, this should be equal to mb into vb. V is what? Final velocity of bullet plus mass of gun into instead of u I should write here v of g. Now this should be equal to mass of bullet into velocity of bullet. Why velocity of bullet? But this is final velocity. After hitting out, I am removing trigger. I am releasing trigger. As trigger is released, there is hit, and bullets start moving in a tremendous velocity in this direction. So this way, bullets start moving in this direction. Its final velocity after collision, that is just something is hit on this bullet, that is Vb. Plus, at that time, I should consider mass of gun into velocity of gun. Now, gun is initially at rest position, but after hitting bullet, it should move in back direction. We are calling that as recoil motion of the gun. So we are talking of here recoil motion now of gun. So this is the formula. Now obviously, what is u? That is 0. So we are getting initial velocity because we are considering that everything at rest position. So this is 0. This is also 0. 0 into world's any biggest number. You are getting answer as 0 only. And so our this side becomes 0. So obviously, mass of bullet into velocity of bullet plus mass of gun into velocity of gun. This ratio must be, this thing must be 0. How it can be possible? The only thing is that the opposite direction may solve. Say Vb is in this direction, then Vg, that is velocity of gun, must be in opposite direction, and so any one direction is changed, then I can change it out this sign. So we have to show this sign as negative. Any one, either this is negative or that is negative. If any one is negative, then I can say the magnitude is different or same, but direction is obviously different and direction must be opposite. Therefore, the direction in which bullet fires exactly in opposite direction, gun start moving, and that's why we are calling this as recoil motion of gun. Now here I want that bullet should be fired with very high velocity. Yes, if bullet is fired in very high velocity, then obvious thing is that in order to make this total 0, velocity of gun is also high. That means you are getting a very good shock of that gun. Suppose I am making velocity of bullet less, then obviously velocity of gun will be also less, you will get less shock. Suppose I am having mass of bullet is also very high, as well as velocity of bullet is very high, then obviously the shock is very, very high. In order to avoid that, I must increase mass of gun. And that's why you are aware that in old days, when recoilless guns were not there, at that time guns were made heavy. The heavy gun will give us comparatively less shock. I am not saying that shock will not be there, but it will give me very, very less shock as compared to lightweight gun. So this way the bullet is hit in this direction, gun will hit in exactly opposite direction, that we are calling recoil motion. Now you are aware of cannons. In case of cannons also same thing. That's why cannons were made very, very heavy, so that recoil motion will be minimized. If cannons are made in lightweight, then obviously it is having very high recoil motion. Nowadays we are changing out something, that recoilless guns. What is that recoilless gun? The recoil energy, what the gun should move in back direction, that is used to reload another bullet. And that's why comparatively less recoil motion is observed in case of gun. But for that purpose, special mechanism is there inside the gun, but without that mechanism gun will fire in opposite direction. Now if I am giving you example of gun, then I must give you another example, that is of bomb blast. You will say, what this lecture is going on, because we are continuously discussing here some of the different things, accident, road accident, now we are discussing about gun, we are discussing about bomb blast also here. Check out, this is suppose bomb which is chemically packed. We can consider very simple thing, that gunpowder, usually sulfur powder mixed with charcoal powder or coal powder plus niter, that is potassium nitrate is there. This mixture is called as gunpowder. If it is fired, then explosive reaction takes place in very, very short time. Say, what is explosion? Ultimately, explosion here we are considering as very great amount of energy is liberated in very, very small time. Then we are getting that reaction as explosive in nature. Now here that explosive material is packed, and these are the shells of bomb here, entire shell of bomb. Now bomb is at rest position. Suppose I am not talking of hand grenade, I am showing that this is the bomb. Okay, bomb is at rest position. What is U? 0. M, whatever is the mass of bomb, that is there. So total momentum before collision, that means before bomb blast, is 0. Now by some reaction I am triggering out and bomb blast takes place. At that time also the total momentum must be 0, but practically speaking the shells or pieces of these shells, they are moving in all the direction possible with very, very high speed. And how it is possible that U is 0, that must V be 0? No, V of bullet or V of bomb, that is not going to 0, it is break down into pieces, and now every piece will move in different direction with different V's. Okay, the direction is opposite. Say this is moving, exactly one piece will move in opposite direction, this is moving in this, and this piece will move in that direction, and so everywhere it is moving in all possible direction, but total momentum is nullified. So whatever momentum gained by this direction, that is nullified by momentum of this, net total is 0. So like that bomb blast takes place. That is also obeying, this is law of conservation of momentum. So what is law of conservation of momentum? That is total momentum before collision and total momentum after collision is same.